Here's an interesting question. If you guys did your own version of Eternal Enemies, what would it be? I know that Eternal Enemies is supposed to be like it's a National Geographic documentary about lions and hyenas, but what if someone did a version of Eternal Enemies but with prehistoric animals? Of course, if I did my own version, it wouldn't be like, what if, like, for example, like Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus? Absolutely not. Because Spinosaurus lived in the early Cretaceous period, or mid-Cretaceous, I forget which, and Tyrannosaurus lived in the late Cretaceous period, 70 to 66 million years, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry about that. In my episode, it would be Allosaurus and Ceratosaurus, and then it would be, I guess, Tyrannosaurus and Dakotaraptor, and then Entelodon and Hyaenodon, and American lion. Well, actually, no. Actually, Terrorbird and Sabertooth. Although, I don't know if the Terrorbirds from South America, I don't even know that they even met Smilodon, because I heard that Smilodon, the Terrorbirds already died out when Smilodon even showed up. Smilodon populator. So, I don't know. So I would have to do that. So I guess the final episode would be the American lion and dire wolf. Since dire wolves and American lions lived in open habitats, it would make sense. Not including... I wouldn't use short-faced bear because we kind of know what the outcome would be, but I would just use dire wolf and American lion, because the dire wolf was, it's like the hyena a little bit, even though it's still a canine. It's not a hyena, but I'm just using that as an example. Anyways, yeah, it would be interesting as a whole. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. Oh yeah, with modern animals, I would use Bengal tigers and the Indian wild dogs. Yeah, Indian wild dogs, pythons and alligators. That would be interesting. But instead of, calling it Eternal Enemies, I would just say Ancient Enemies, because it's an ancient rivalry. Like lions and hyenas were ancient enemies since the beginning of time in Africa. And I'm just using that as an example. So I guess it would be the same with other predators as well. Every predator has their own ancient rivalry with other predators. Like dogs and cats. They have an ancient rivalry. Even like kaiju like Godzilla and King Kong. They have an ancient rivalry, even though King Kong's not really a predator, though, but, I'm just using that as an example as well. Anyways, if you did your own, I guess Eternal/Ancient Enemies, what animals would you put? I would like to know in the comments.